What is up, everybody, and welcome back to the next episode in the bus build series. And let me tell you, it is exciting to be back home and back working on this thing. I've been spending nothing but the last couple weeks of my van trip thinking and mulling things over in the back of my head and trying to get things figured out. And now I finally get home and I get to put some of that stuff to action. Today, we're going to start working on something that's pretty exciting. And it is installing solar panels on the roof. Now, on my way home from my van trip, I stopped by my girlfriend's house, and her dad sold me some of his old panels that he used for about a year before they moved to their new place where they didn't have enough sun exposure to actually set up their solar panel array. Now, they are polycrystalline panels, which means that they take up more space than monocrystalline panels, which typically in a van build or bus build setting, that's not the type of panel that is used. However, I have enough space on my roof that I feel comfortable using those bigger panels on my roof, especially for the price that I got them at. Typically you'll get them about $1 per watt if you buy them new. I got mine, I think, less than 40 cents per watt. So I'm gonna have 500 watts of solar on my roof. It's gonna take up the front half of the roof, but that's gonna be a lot of power. So I'm excited about that. I have a couple pieces of metal that we're gonna use to cut the right shapes of some mounts so that the panels can sit on the roof and be securely positioned up there. And that's what we're gonna start working on right now. So like you just saw, I used some slotted angle steel to make some brackets, partly because I couldn't find any U-channel at the place I was shopping, so we're making it work, right? So I bolted together a couple sections of angle slotted steel to make a bracket. That bracket is bolted through the roof and then into ribs that are welded into the main structure of the bus. I'm not bolting these things just through the little thin sheet metal of the roof. They're going all the way through into the structure of the bus because this sheet metal is too thin. I'm not messing around with that. So those brackets are bolted to the structure of the bus, and then into the bottom of the aluminum frame of the solar panel, I will bolt the brackets and the panels together. So this is what it looks like from the back. I'll go around front so you can see what it looks like from the front. But this is the front panel. There's gonna be one more mounted behind this, and the back side of that panel I'll put another support main piece just like you see on the front of this panel, just to make sure everything's all rigid and firmly connected to itself and to the bus. I have just finished getting everything bolted together and all stuck to the roof. It's sturdy as can be. And I took all the panels off and the main cross beams off. And all I'm left with is the little cleats that are stuck to the roof. What I need to do in order to waterproof this is make sure that there's sealant and caulk in between those cleats and around those bolts going into the ceiling. Now, I don't know if you guys remember several episodes ago, a couple months ago, when I was painting this roof and I found out that nothing sticks to Flex Seal roof paint, right? Now, in order to actually get a waterproof seal, I need some caulk to stick to the bottom of these cleats, but also to the roof. So, because nothing sticks to the Flex Seal roof paint, I need to cut away some of that roof paint and expose the main bus roof underneath. So I'm gonna trim around the edges of these cleats with a knife. Then when I take the cleats off, I'll have a mark and I can scrape off that Flex Seal paint so that I have a roof in order to put my caulk down onto. Once everything's back put together, once the cleats are back on and sealed, I will paint on top of that sealant with some more Flex Seal, so then I'm back to a clean, consistent, steady, waterproof seal all the way across. I've just finished caulking and cranking down the cleats to the roof. Now, the caulk has to dry, so it'll be overnight while the caulk is drying. And then tomorrow morning, once it's set, I'll go and paint over the bottom of those feet with my same rubber roof paint that I have on the rest of it, recreating that waterproof seal. But let me show you what it looks like. It is another day and we're starting on another project, because for now I've put the whole solar panel mounting on hold because I'm waiting for the last two pieces that I need to complete the exterior system, and that is the entry gland for the cables so that the cables can pass through the roof into the body of the bus in a waterproof way. That's been ordered, it's on the way, we'll get that soon. And the other is the extension cords to take the short little 4-foot cables from the solar panels, combine them together and carry them through the entry gland and the 10 feet, 20 feet or so that it needs to go into where I want to have my battery bank. So we're waiting on those two parts and then we'll finish up the rest of the solar. In the meantime, we're going to start getting ready to paint the outside of this bus. It's going to look completely different once it's painted, but before we get there, there's a ton of prep that needs to be done. One, everything needs to be sanded so that the new paint has a surface to bond to. Two, a lot of trim, including lights, they're going to come off so that we have an easy job of painting, and then we'll put them back on. Today has been absolutely huge for progress in getting this thing prepped for paint, but it has left the bus in terrible shape. It's a filth pile, look at this. I have spent so many of the last couple days sanding this bus like nothing else, and I'm pretty sure the sanding is pretty close to done. But what I'm going to do right now is going to take the power washer without power and clean off all that dust so we can see it good and get a good idea of what needs to be still sanded or cleaned or prepped for paint. Much to my dismay, my solar cable entry gland has not come yet, and I'm leaving on a camping trip for the weekend. So I decided to upload this video before finishing the mounting of my solar panels. But that will come first thing next week. So stay tuned for that when we actually get them permanently installed on the roof of the bus, because then the cables will be run into the interior and the rest is on the inside. I finished the sanding. This thing is ready for paint, just a few more cleanups, removal of a couple doorknobs, and then taping around some of the windows. Besides that, we're ready for paint. So first thing next week, solar mounting. Next thing next week, painting this sucker. It's gonna look so good. I'm stoked. But that's gonna become later. Anyways, that is it for this video. Thank you very, very much for watching. I hope you are enjoying seeing some more progress on the bus, just like I'm enjoying. making more progress on the bus. Stay tuned, hit that like button down below if you liked this video, and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the exciting videos coming out next week. And with that, we'll see you in the next one. Bye.